Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 880th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. And what a cracking battle I've got for you today. This is fought on one of our new custom maps. This is called Brennan's Rock, and I'll just give you a quick look of this new custom map so you can see here. And of course this is actually Brennan's Rock. I've got no idea why it's called Brennan's Rock, but that's what this map is called. And as I say, the enemy can form up here on higher ground if they want. You can see there it certainly is a higher ground advantage there for Team 2 in comparison to Team 1. And if we move just down here, you'll see that even here leading up to the rock, you can see that the enemy have got a higher ground advantage. So this is always a bit of a challenge for Team 1 on this map, but you know, that adds, I think, even more to it. But also, if you want to fight out on the open flat plains, which is what we will try to get the enemy to do, we will try and draw the enemy down from that higher ground if we can, and see if we can fight them on the level ground. But that's going to have to be a tactical and strategic move there by us to do that. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member TR, who has got his faction of choice, Seleucid. Now he's got 10 Silver Shield Legionnaires, 4 Pikes and 6 Cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his Legionnaires there. You'll see these guys look a little bit like urban cohorts. They can throw pilers, and they are pretty tough infantry. They're not obviously as good as urban cohorts, but they are pretty good infantry, those of you that have fought with them. And there where you can see he's got 4 Pikes there. Silver Shield Pikes. Notice once again only gold shield, gold attack, but the enemy have got to fight all the way down those long pikes to kill the man on the other end. You'll find a lot of pike factions in this game by both teams there. A quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry there. And he's got 7 upgrades on his cavalry and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. If you look closely at these guys, we call these guys the tanks of the ancient world because they're armored from head to toe, and used properly they can be battle winning troops. So there you are, that is TR's tried and tested Seleucid army, and that is his faction of choice. And talking about faction of choice, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who's bought his faction of choice, Greek cities. Now he has got 11 Spartans, 3 Pell tests and 5 cavalry. Okay, those of you that haven't seen Pell tests before, these guys throw those spears. Can you see those spears they're carrying there? So they are missile troops. So that's unusual units to see in a Greek city's army on the 31k battlefield. And there you can see that Aurelius has got his light cavalry. These guys go around the battlefield very fast cavalry. They can hit targets like archers and things like that, and they are quite good units to have. And I notice here that he's gone for a cavalry general. A general armoured unit there, which is unusual to see a Greek city's general as a cavalry unit. So there you are, that's Aurelius's faction of choice, and that will be a tried and tested army. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Fesen. Now Fesen has got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. Okay, 15 infantry and 5 cavalry. And our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, and I've also got 15 infantry and 5 cavalry as well. But among my army, I've got a couple of Eagle units there, okay, to give additional morale boost, and my infantry general unit there as well. So I've got a lot of morale going on in my army. So there's our team. This has got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Pompey. Now Pompey has got 14 pikes and 6 cavalry. Okay, 14 pikes and 6 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. You'll see that his forward units have only got 4 upgrades on. And I'm guessing there that would be gold defense and maybe a bronze attack. Okay, because those are his pilot shield units, going to make first contact with the enemy and suffer pilot damage there. He hasn't put many upgrades on them. And if you look at his other pike units there, can you see they've only got gold shield, gold attack on? You notice that just 6 upgrades, gold shield, gold attack. Now that's low upgrades to put on Macedonian pikes. That's unusual. Usually Macedonian pikes have got 1 stripe or 2 stripes on them. So it tells me he spent his money on his cavalry. There you go. And you can see he's got 8 upgrades on his companion cavalry, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. These guys are sometimes called the winged horsemen, because you see the wings on their helmets. And just to let you know that these guys have got a massive 9 charge bonus. Remember, the charge bonus is the impact and penetration that a unit can do. Most cavalry units in this game have only got a 6 charge bonus, including Roman Praetorian cavalry. They've only got a 6 charge bonus. These guys have got a 9 charge bonus. So that just goes to show how tough they are. And that will be a tried and tested Pompey Macedonian army there. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Madking. Now Madking got 7 chosen axemen, 3 Knight Raiders, 3 Berserkers, 6 cavalry, and a Screeching Woman unit as well. Okay, so there's a chosen axemen. Remember these guys, he's just got gold shield, gold attack on them. Remember these guys have got effective against armor axes and can cut wide swathes through heavily armored infantry like Roman troops. Okay, so make no mistake there, they can be quite devastating. And then you've got the Knight Raiders there. Once again, he's got gold shield, gold attack on them. Remember, these Knight Raiders paint their bodies because they bring a fear factor. And by painting their bodies, that is supposed to scare the enemy. So they're good infantry in their own right, but they bring a fear factor as well. So they are pretty good infantry to bring. Don't forget, any unit that brings a fear factor takes morale away from enemy troops and makes them more susceptible to routing. Okay, and then we've got the Screeching Women. Now remember, barbarian factions morale is not very good, so to bring a unit like this that is a morale boosting unit is a good tactical move. So well done to Madking in bringing this unit. As they screech, they give that extra morale boost to their German troops there. And then we got the infamous Berserkers there. Okay, remember these guys are arguably the most powerful units in the game. Can you see they've got their effective against armor maces? They bring a massive fear factor and big attacking specifications. So as I say, these are arguably the most powerful units in the game, and that's why we only allow 3 in our games. Because in the early days of Rome Total War, people used to bring a whole army of these, and it was just a case of point, click, attack, win. That's how people used to imagine 20 units of Berserkers. You wouldn't have much chance against them, would you? And then we look at his cavalry, Gothic cavalry there. If you check the upgrades there on his cavalry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fully upgraded Gothic cavalry. If you look at the specifications of this cavalry, you'd be surprised on how good this cavalry is. Now you fully upgrade that cavalry like Madking's done there, and that is a really good Germanic army. It's probably one of the best Germanic armies I've actually seen. That is a really good, powerful Germanic army there. So well done to Madking. That'd probably be a tried and tested army of his. Their next teammate is HO7 Luke. Okay, the HO7 there is his medieval Total War II clan tags, but it is a Luke, you know, RTW player Luke. Now he's got the bog standard Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so that is RTW player Luke, bog standard army, 14 infantry, 6 cavalry. Their last teammate is someone who's called himself Based God, but is in fact Brotherhood member Mars. Now Mars has got 14 pikes and 6 chariots. Now check out the upgrades on his pikes there. Oh my gosh, 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And that's on all of his units. 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. That is some kind of upgrade. And you might have noticed there's a lot of pikes, big 121 man pike units in this game, which will lead to a little bit of lag to start off with. Okay, and then he's got his chariots. Now remember, these chariots got big attacking specifications, bring a big fear factor, and can be battle winning troops. But if they run amok, they could become a nuisance to both friend and foe alike, because they kill both friend and foe alike. And if your chariots start chopping down your allies' troops, you become unpopular quite quickly. So to bring chariots, you have to be confident and competent with them. Otherwise, as I say, you can become unpopular with your allies very quickly. So there's the enemy team there. It's got the potential to be a cracking battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you'll see that TR is running his Silver Shield Legionnaires towards the Macedonians there, and you'll see that Aurelius is moving one of his mini armies there towards the Macedonians as well. Now, of course, TR would like to get in range of those Macedonians there. Let's pause the game for a second here. The reason he's running his Silver Shield Legionnaires as fast as he can over towards the Macedonians there is, of course, he wants to throw loads of pilers into those Macedonian pike units there to weaken them before we even get into hand-to-hand fighting there. So a big aggressive move here by TR, running his Silver Shield Legionnaires forward there towards the Macedonians. Okay, make no mistake, he'd love to get in range there, but you can see here the Macedonians are still on the higher ground. Can you see that? You can see there the Macedonians. So what we as a team are going to try and do is tactically and strategically going to try and draw the enemy team down from the higher ground advantage. That's what we're going to try and do. Here you'll see Luke moving his green Brutii army over here. So it might be a good idea maybe for Aurelius to move that Greek city's army forward, which he's doing there. Nice bit of support there by Aurelius. And you can see here that TR is bringing some of his pike units across as well. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So you'll notice over here that Fesen is moving his troops there, walking his troops over. Okay, now the reason that he's just walking his troops, you'll see here, instead of running, he's walking his troops. Can newer players for Rome Total War, why do you think he's only walking his troops there? Now if you notice here, I've started off running my infantry to get over to the other flank, but then I'm going to stop running and I'm going to start walking my troops. Now newer players for Rome Total War, why do you think Fesen and myself are just walking our troops over to the other flank? Okay, the reason we're doing that is so when we get over there we will be fighting fit. If we ran our troops over there, we would be tired and exhausted and wouldn't be any good for fighting. Here's Aurelius, he's brought some of his spearmen over here to escort my infantry over to the other flank. You'll see Fesen there has put a cavalry screen in there as well to protect my infantry to get over the other flank, as of course I've got the furthest to travel. But both Fesen and myself are just walking our infantry over there, so we will be fresh when we get to the other flank and ready to fight, fighting fit. As I say, if we ran over to the other flank, we would be tired and not really suitable for fighting straight away. Here you can see the enemy build up here on our right flank. If you look at the enemy disposition here, the way they're moving their cavalry, it wouldn't surprise me if they decided to attack on this right flank. Now you can see TR here being very aggressive with his Seleucid army. Look at how he's moving his cataphracts forward. It wouldn't surprise me if Luke backed his Brutii cavalry off, and there you go. You can see Luke backing his Brutii cavalry off. There's a couple of Germanic cavalry units here that if it's not careful, we might be able to take these two cavalry units out. You can see there that TR is moving his cataphracts towards that Germanic cavalry. It would be good if we could take those two cavalry units out. But as I say, just look at the general disposition of the enemy here on our right flank. It certainly looks like they're ready to attack there. Now I need to bring some my cavalry over here in coordination with TR to try and take these two Germanic cavalry units out there if we can. That would be handy, but just look at all the cavalry on this flank here, all the enemy cavalry on this flank here. And if you notice there, you'll see that TR is moving his pikes back towards his Silver Shield Legionnaires there. Okay, making a bit more of a defensive position there. You can see Luke running his cavalry forward, possibly looking to hit those Silver Shield Legionnaires. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. Now, this is a really good aggressive move here by Pompey. Can you see how he's running his pikes there towards Aurelius' Greek cities? Now, what I want you to do is have a look at the short spears of the Spartans. Okay, just keep that mentally in your mind there, and look at the length of the pikes of those Macedonians. So no wonder Aurelius is running his Spartans away from the long pikes of Macedon there. He doesn't really want to take those Macedonian pikes on head on, because the length of those pikes will really tell in a head-to-head fight there with the Spartans. Okay, and if he's not careful here, TR could be hitting the flank by those Macedonians as well as being hit in the front by Luke's troops there. You can see Fesen's infantry is just arriving, and as I say, my infantry is gradually walking over to get to that other flank as well. But TR needs to pull his Seleucid Silver Shield Legionnaires back, I would suggest, and that's exactly what he's doing there. It wouldn't surprise me if Luke tried a lightning cavalry hit on TR's retreating units, which is what he's doing. Look, and bang, there he's smashed in there, trying to smash into the rear of TR's units. Of course, the rear is the weakest part of any unit on Rome Total War, and Luke tried a lightning cavalry hit there to try and damage those retreating units of TR. So that was a nice aggressive move there by Luke. And as I say, you can see there that the enemy team have still got the higher ground advantage there. And you can see here that Mars, Brotherhood member Mars, is just walking his Pontus army across. Can you see he's come from the other flank and his units are still fresh? That's just walking his units. As I say, if he ran his units over there, they could get over to the other side tired and not really suitable for fighting straight away. So by walking his units over there, they will be fresh when they get over there, and they could fight straight away if their team wanted to do that. If you notice here, can you see the enemy are still on higher ground? Now, if you notice here, like I said, tactically and strategically, we're trying to draw the enemy off the higher ground. So we're moving back a bit to try and draw them down onto the flatter ground. You can see Fesen and myself have got our cavalry on the right flanks there, trying to counter the enemy cavalry that are building up on our right flank. Okay, but as I say, if you notice our infantry, we've pulled our infantry back now. As I say, trying to draw the enemy troops down from the higher ground there. That's what we're tactically and strategically doing. But you can see there the enemy are still on the higher ground there. But as I say, hopefully we will bring them down onto the level ground there and take away their higher ground advantage. As I say, that's what tactically and strategically we're looking to do. And as I say, here on our right flank, now here you can see Fesen being very aggressive there. Looks like he's going to attack the enemy cavalry there, and then he sees that Brutii infantry and cavalry approaching and decides to pull his cavalry back. So that's a good tactical move there by Fesen there, moving his cavalry back out the way. I think if he'd have carried on with that attack, he could have possibly lost his cavalry, so that was a good move coming back. As I say, here you can see the Macedonians slowly moving down off the higher ground there as we've moved back, trying to encourage them down from that higher ground. So as I said right from the beginning of the battle here, we are tactically and strategically trying to, if you like, negate their higher ground advantage there by drawing them down from that higher ground. And as you can see there, I think we've done quite a good job of doing that. Okay, so this is a massive thing to see for us. Right, there's a Pontus and Macedonian pikes, 2,821 man pike units there, 28 of them. Both Pompey and Mars have got 14 pike units each. There's 28 pike units there, 121 man units. That is a heck of a lot of pikes, and you got that Germanic infantry. I call Germanic infantry shock troops because those Night Raiders, Berserkers, they kind of are like shock troops really. And if they join in with all those pikes and attack us, that could be a real problem for us there. But as I say, if you look on the right flank here, you got all of Luke's army plus enemy cavalry as well. So it wouldn't surprise me here if this is where the hammer blow strikes the hardest. Okay, as we thought on this right flank, it looks like this is where the enemy is about to strike. As I say, this is where the hammer blow could fall the hardest here, just looking at the enemy disposition of their units. Look at those chariots as well. So they've got a lot of cavalry and all of Luke's infantry here on our right flank. And I think TR is doing the right thing in pulling back his troops here and kind of reorganizing them, getting them into a good, tough battle formation there. Looking at, as I say, you got chariots, cavalry, and as I say, all of Luke's infantry here on the right flank, looking to attack TR. I think TR's Seleucid army here seems to be the target for the enemy troops. And just the way that they're moving the troops around here, this definitely looks like poor old TR is going to bear the brunt of the attack. And I think there could be a distraction attack going on over on the other flank here, a deceptive distraction attack. So I think looking, as I say, here on our right flank, looks like where the hammer blow is going to fall the hardest, here on our right flank. Okay, so that's where it looks like poor old TR is going to get hit. But if you notice on the other flank there, Okay, you'll see the Macedonians are now here. You can see the Germanic troops and the Pontus troops also looking to move over to our flank there, towards TR's flank. But as I say, I'm wondering whether this is a distraction or deceptive tactic here, that Pompey looks like he's going to attack with his Macedonian pikes. Is this to draw our attention over to our left flank here, as a distraction and deception here? I wonder if that's what the enemy team are doing with their Macedonian pikes. But I think we can see that the build-up of the enemy troops are definitely on our right flank there. So as I say, I think Pompey could be doing a deceptive and distraction tactic on our left flank. Now here's a nice bit of support here by Aurelius, moving his Spartan spearmen forward there. Remember, they're anti-cavalry. And even with the upgrades that's on that Germanic cavalry, a fully upgraded cavalry, Madking won't want to get anywhere near those Spartans with his well upgraded cavalry, and neither will the chariots. Okay, so here you'll see that Madking has released 2 of his berserkers here. Oh my gosh, this is really aggressive here by the enemy team. You can see Luke throwing his infantry in there as well. So you've got the 2 berserker units there with the fear factor and the big attacking specifications, plus all of Luke's infantry charging in there as well. Now the question is, can TR hold here against this massive attack there? You can see the Germanic infantry going in as well. So you've got all of Luke's infantry and the Germanic infantry there, including 2 activated berserkers there attacking TR's Seleucid troops. Oh my gosh. And you've got the Pontus pikemen in behind as well, looking to come in. Plus you've got this the chariots. Oh my gosh, look at the chariots here, ready to smash in there possibly as well. Oh my gosh. And you say you got all this cavalry here as well, fully upgraded Germanic cavalry, all ready to charge straight in there to TR's army. That could be the make or break there, our right flank. Over here I can see, as I say, Pompey, I think, doing a distraction attack here. I've got my army facing him, and you can see Fesen moving his Julia army over to help TR. Okay, but as I say here, poor old TR is really getting smashed and crashed here. There's another berserker unit here that hasn't been activated yet. It wouldn't surprise me if Madking took him around the flank, took that unit around the flank and activated it to come in on the flank of TR. But as I say, I think actually, to be honest, TR is holding really well at the early stages of this enemy attack there. I can see a couple of his units starting to rout there, but I think he's doing really well. And there I can see Fesen bringing his infantry over. Great support there by Fesen, helping TR against this massive attack. Just look at that cavalry, all that charge bonus going in there, look. Bang, as it smashes in there. As I say, with so many pike units on the battlefield, some people's computers find it difficult to cope with, and there's a little bit of lag. But here you can see, oh my gosh, TR's cavalry has been routed, and you can see the enemy are smashing through our right flank here. Oh my gosh. So here you can see TR's units have been routed here, and you can see that the enemy Bruttii infantry and cavalry, plus that fully upgraded Germanic cavalry, are pushing through our right flank here. Just look, most of TR's infantry there, and I think all of his cavalry has possibly been routed there by that massive attack there by the enemy troops. Plus you've got the backup of all those chariots with the fear factor and attacking specifications that they bring here. Oh my gosh. So things not looking very good on our right flank. Let's say the Pontus pikes now have joined in the attack against Fesen's infantry, as well as that Germanic infantry there as well. Okay, so over here, as I say, I've got my army here facing these Macedonians. Now, it don't look to me like Pompey's going to do a lot with those Macedonian pikes, so I don't think my army really needs to be there. Where my army needs to be, I think, is more into the centre there to help my allies. This is where I need to take my army. Imagine if I get my army over there, put my army on auto-pilot throws, and they could throw in a lot of pilers into those enemy troops. But as I say, the Macedonian pikes don't look like they're doing a lot there, so my army would be better over in the centre, I think. Here you can see I'm counter-attacking with my Julii cavalry. Look, and bang! As my cavalry smashes in there, trying to shore up this right flank of ours against that massive enemy breakthrough that they started to do there. Okay, so as I say here, Fesen here If you look at his infantry, you'll see that he's lost his battle formation there. Okay, when you lose your battle formation, your units go into those long units there, formations there that we'll have a look at in a second. But here you can see the enemy troops still trying to push through on our right flank here. Okay, just look at that. And as I say, the Pontus pikemen are now pushing in, as well as the Brutii infantry and Germanic troops. A lot of the Seleucid units have routed, but you can see that TR still got 3 of his infantry units still trying to hold on there by their fingertips. As I say here, Fesen's lost his battle formation there. When you lose your battle formation, your units go into these long kind of formations there. But my guess is he's going to need to charge that infantry and to try and hold back the enemy there. Now over here, this move here, these Spartan walls, you might think, well, what's he doing with those Spartans there? But what I think he's doing there is stopping the cavalry and chariots of the enemy getting in behind us. Okay, that's why he's got his Spartan walls there, to stop the enemy. Make no mistake here, can you see how long those walls are? And that stopped the chariots and cavalry getting in behind us there. So nice move there. But here in the center, I think this is going to be the make or break of the battle here. Okay, and you can see here TR's cavalry has rallied and he's charging them back into the fray there. Nice counter attack there. And you can see that Aurelius has brought a couple of his spear units over as well to try and shore up our right flank. I don't think the enemy made the most of that breakthrough on our right flank through there. Do you think? They definitely broke our right flank, but they didn't make the most of it. And now we've kind of shored up that right flank a bit there. And as I say here, you can see Fesen's infantry there. He may want to not be attacking at the moment because he's throwing pilers into the enemy troops. And he's got his cavalry. So you see that Macedonian cavalry coming into the flank there. Oh, that's good news. Looks like we've taken out the Brutii general. That's very good news, taking the morale bonus away. Oh, and the Germanic general as well. So that's taking morale bonus away as well. That's really good news. Now here you'll see Fesen is now attacking the pikes. So I pause the game for a second there. So you'll see that Fesen here is attacking the Macedonian cavalry and the Pontus pikes and the Germanic infantry that are surging forward there. Okay, so well done to Fesen there. He could get some really good kills here fighting those big 121-man pikes. Okay, but as I say here, I think actually we've done well to hold on our right flank. And there's those Spartan walls stopping those chariots, look, and the cavalry of Luke's getting in behind us. Make no mistake about that. Those chariots and cavalry would have loved to get round about there, look, on slightly higher ground and have the downhill charge into us. So those Spartan walls there, you might be thinking, well, what are those Spartans doing? They're doing quite a crucial job in stopping enemy chariots and cavalry getting in behind us there. So here you can see I'm still on our left flank facing those Macedonian pikes, but I still feel my army would be better over in the center there. I think that's where my army would be better there. You know, the pikes, the Macedonian pikes at the moment aren't doing a lot. And I think, as I say, my army would be better over in the center. Now here you can see Luke's infantry, the Germanic infantry, plus those Pontus pikes all pushing in on Fesen's army. I think possibly all the Seleucid infantry has now been taken out. All the Seleucid infantry, I think, has now been taken out. Now what I'd like you to show you here, can you see the positioning of my infantry battle formation? Okay, you see the positioning there, and now I've deliberately put that infantry formation there. Now you can see this massive attack coming on our right, and as I say, Fesen's doing really well there in holding there. And as I say, fighting those big 121-man Pontus units there, he could get some really good kills. But the main thing is he's holding quite well there. But what I'm thinking about doing here is an old school, old-fashioned sideways surge attack. Okay, now a lot of you probably have never seen a sideways surge attack here, and this is what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to do a surge attack through Fesen's army there into the enemy troops there. Okay, this is an old school tactic. You don't see it on modern day battlefields these days, but this is going to be what I'm looking to do, a sideways surge attack. The Macedonian pikes in front of me aren't really bothering me that much. You've got Aurelius' spearmen there to help neutralize them anyway, but what I'm looking to do is try and do a knockout blow to the enemy team with a right side surge attack there. Okay, just to give you a heads up on that. Now, as I say here, Fesen's doing really well. He's holding well against all these enemy troops there. Okay, you can see those Pontus pikes and Germanic troops really pushing in there. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn a couple of my units here on the right side of my battle formation. I'm going to turn them sideways to face the Pontus pikes and Germania troops there, okay? So that's what I'm looking to do. I'm going to turn, here you can see I've already done one unit there. I'm going to turn the side units here of my battle formation to face the Pontus pikes and the Germanic troops and the Brutii troops there. And then, as I say, I'm going to do an old school, right, sideways surge attack in what I'm hoping will be a knockout blow of the enemy troops in the center. Okay, that's what I'm hoping there. Fesen's doing well. You can see Fesen was going to charge his cavalry in there and then decided to pull them back. You can see several of the Pontus pike units starting to rout now. Okay, and Pontus, I think he threw in some chariots in there as well. But well done to Fesen there. You can see a couple of Fesen's units starting to rout, but he's doing, as I say, really well there against the enemy troops. Okay, he's doing extremely well there. You've got Germanic troops and those Brutii infantry in behind. If you notice here, I am starting to turn my units on the right side of my battle formation to face the Pontus pikes and Germanic infantry there. Okay, now I want you to notice here what I'm going to do with my cavalry. Now that cavalry of mine is very battle damaged, but I want you to notice the positioning of where I'm going to position my cavalry here. Okay, this is all part of the sideways surge attack tactic. Okay, old school this is, you don't see this very often. Okay, so you can see there where I'm positioning my cavalry. I'm looking to smash my cavalry into the flank, deep into the flank of those pike units of the Pontus there, at the same time surge and attack with my infantry. Okay, as I say, this is an old school tactic you don't see very often. You can see the Macedonian pikes are attacking the forward units of my battle formation, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. What I want to try and do is a knockout blow, if possible, to the center of the enemy team with this old school sideways surge attack and cavalry attack there as well. Okay, so as I say, we just have to see what happens here. I'm not saying this is going to be you know, the effect that I want it to be, but let's just see what happens. Right, you can see here where I've positioned my cavalry. Okay, so my cavalry is positioned here. You'll see that Fesen's got his cavalry there as well, and there's a couple of battle damaged Seleucid cataphracts there as well. Okay, so here you can see Luke has placed his infantry. He can see our cavalry there, and he's placed his infantry there. But if you notice, there's a gap there between his infantry and the Pontus pikes, and that's where I want my cavalry to smash into the flank of those Pontus pikes as my infantry hits it in this sideways surge attack. So it's all about timing here between my infantry and cavalry. Can you see I'm starting to move my infantry over in this old school sideways surge attack tactic? And here you can see I've got my cavalry locked and loaded coming in from an angle there. So I'm hoping, as I say, to hit those pikes with infantry and cavalry and cause a mass rout. Okay, so as I say, you don't see this on the modern battlefield anymore, but there you go. You can see this sideways surge attack. Now I'm just getting closer to those pikes at the moment, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my guys on auto fire and get them to throw pilers into those enemy troops there to weaken them even more before the surge attack goes in. Okay, but as I say, we got our cavalry locked and loaded there. Just look at the angle of the cavalry hit that we're looking to bring in there. Make no mistake there, I'll be throwing pilers into the enemy troops there. Got my guys on auto fire. You can see the pilers going in there. Be patient here as the pilers is doing damage to the enemy troops, weakening them before my infantry hits. Okay, pause the game for a second here. So you can see Luke's infantry here could be a blocking force for our cavalry, but there's a gap between Luke's infantry and the flank of the Pontus pikes. Okay, Luke may well think we're looking to hit his infantry, but we're not. We're going to try and bypass his infantry, and as I say, with our cavalry, and smash into those pikes as my infantry hits those pikes at the same time. Okay, so it's about timing here. Right, can you see my infantry is now doing the surge attack? The sideways surge attack is now hitting. It's getting the timing right. Can you see my cavalry starting to charge in there just as my infantry is surge attacking there? See my cavalry there trying to bypass Luke's Brutii infantry. Come on, cavalry. Bypass Luke's infantry. Smash into the flank of those pikes there. Get ready for this. Bang! As they smash in there. Oh my gosh, look at the cavalry. Look at the enemy troops starting to rout there. Here you can see Fesen bringing his cavalry in as well. There's Luke's Brutii cavalry counter-attacking. Look, and bang! As he smashes into the flank of my infantry there. Fesen's still got some of his infantry there as well. Look at Fesen's cavalry charging in there and routing the cavalry there of Luke's. And here comes the Seleucid cataphracts as well. The battle damaged cataphracts are charging in there as well. Look at the amount of enemy troops we just routed there with that old school sideways surge attack and cavalry hit at the same time. Can you see I'm surging my infantry forward again onto the enemy troops? Looks like we just maybe taken out the Macedonian general there. That's good news for us. But there you can see Fesen charging his cavalry in as well. Oh my gosh, so now you can see I'm surging my infantry forward onto these Pontus pikes. Hopefully my allies will get cavalry in behind them and smash into the rear of them there. Hammer and anvil attack. You can see here that Aurelius has got some of his Spartan units. He's going to get in behind, hopefully, those Pontus pikes there. So between us, we've done really well. But over here, you can see the Macedonian pikes there of Pompey. I think most of Fesen's infantry has now been taken out. Okay, I think most of Fesen's infantry has been taken out at this stage, and he's just got his cavalry left. Okay, but you can see my infantry surging forward against those Pontus pikes there, and I just hope my allies can get in behind those Pontus pikes and attack them from behind. That's all the cavalry that I've got left now. Notice I've got one man in that unit, 5 men in that unit there, so you can see my cavalry is extremely battle damaged at this stage, but my infantry is still surging forward there, putting pressure on those Pontus pikes there, holding and pinning them there. If you notice there, can you see my infantry there holding and pinning them there? Hopefully my allies will get in behind there. I think the last couple of Fesen's Julii infantry has just been routed there, and you can see my allies have got their cavalry in behind those Pontus pikes. I think at this stage of the battle, Luke has only got a very few amount of infantry left and maybe 1 or 2 very battle damaged cavalry units left. They were a nice hit there by my Seleucid allies, smashed into the back of those Pontus pikes there while my infantry has surged forward. So we've basically taken out, I think, most of Luke's army. I think we've taken out most of the Pontus army there. So that's good news for us. And I think most of the Germanic army has been taken out as well. So that's good news. But now it's just Pompey's pikes there. Now I'm going to go for Pompey's general. Can you see Pompey's general? Can you see I'm surging my troops forward, and we've managed to rout there that general unit. I think his general was dead anyway, but we've taken the general unit out there. You can see my troops again surging forward here into the enemy, and here you can see Aurelius there, and TR's rallied some of his infantry there as well. So we've done really well at this stage of the battle. Here you can see Pompey's cavalry. Remember those companion cavalry there with their 9 charge bonus. You can see Luke's, he got 3 infantry units left there, and you can see here that several of the Macedonian pike units are starting to rout now under our attack. You can see my infantry moving forward, my Julii infantry moving forward there to engage those Macedonian pikes further there. If you notice there, you'll see a lot of routing troops running past Luke's general. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Luke's general is routed. There you go. Can you see we haven't really attacked Luke's general there, but it routed through its morale being dropped so low by routing allies going through his unit there. Okay, so they've just admitted defeat there, and it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle. Actually, it's quite a condensed battlefield here, isn't it? If you look here, you can see very, very intense fighting at this part of the battlefield here. As I say, it seems to be quite condensed for a 4v4. here. You can see very, very intense fighting here. You can always tell where the most intense part of the battle is by the amount of dead, obviously, there. And we've moved over onto the flat ground like we said we wanted to. We've drawn the enemy off the higher ground advantage that they had. Do you remember that over here we started the battle over here, didn't we, with the enemy having the high ground advantage? And I said to you at the beginning of the battle, we wanted to tactically and strategically draw them off the high ground onto the flat ground, so that you know, that would negate their advantage that they had, and that's what we managed to do there. And as I say, it looks like our team has managed to go on to win the battle there. I think Fesen, I'm not sure if all of Fesen's army has been taken out completely. He might have 1 or 2 units left maybe, but from what I could see at the end of the battle there, I think all of Fesen's units were taken out. And a lot of TR's units rallied, I think. There, TR did really well with the Seleucids there, and well done to Aurelius. Really all over the battlefield helping with his Spartans there. And as I say, well done to everybody there. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well, guys. Great battle here on this custom map. So really well played. And as you can see, it was an average victory. I thought it might have been a close victory, so we must have just edged into average. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Fesen. 2,323 kills. I think to get to 2,000 kills is special, but to get 2,300, well done to Brotherhood member Fesen there. He's a newer player to Rome Total War, and he doesn't often get the highest kills in the game, so really well done to him there. Fighting those big 121-man units there, he did really well. Well done to Pompey. He'll be disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but I thought he was quite aggressive with his Macedonians. Well done to Madking. He'll be disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills, but he did well with Germania there. Well done to Luke. He'll be a bit disappointed he got less than 1,000 kills as well, but he was very aggressive with his Brutio army. And well done to Brotherhood member Mars there. He got over 1,000 kills, so well done to him with his Pontus army. Really well played, guys. Great team there, you know, really difficult team to fight there, so well done there. And for us to keep the kills of that team to less than 1,000 for 3 of them, we did well. My kills, not so good. Well, I suppose average, really, 1,333. I suppose average kills there. As I say, well done to Fesen, highest kills in the game. And well done to Aurelius. Now, he got less than 1,000 kills, but if you notice, he still got over 1,000 troops left. He lost less than 400 troops in the whole battle. So well done to Aurelius there. And well done to TR, got some good kills there with his Seleucid army there. So really well done to him. That is his faction of choice. He's really persevered with the Seleucids there. So well done to him. So I hope you enjoyed this battle on this custom map. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. It's always nice to read what you actually think about our battles. Like, you know, it encourages us when we, when you write about our battles. As I say, we play Rome Total War every Friday, Saturday and Sunday if you'd like to join us. Do you think that either team had faction advantage there? They had Macedon, Germania, Rome and Pontus. And we had Rome, Greek cities and Seleucid. Do you think either team had a faction advantage, or do you think it was quite even? Anyway, I look forward to reading your comments or a thumbs up. Look forward to seeing you soon, and bye for now.